Blog post time. And yes, we're going to talk about Gear Tier 20. No surprise. Also going to talk about access to training materials through Twitch drops. And then we're also going to address some of the issues that are surrounding the 7th year anniversary rewards, which in some ways I'm glad they're doing and they've been nice, but there's been some problems with redeem codes. And we're going to talk about that because they've removed access to the redeem codes on Android devices. So this week there were a total of 4 codes out there: a toast to MSF, and then this is the controversial one right here: 7, MSF 7, and reward 7. So these weren't really working correctly, and each one of these codes gave 500 power cores and 100 Nightcrawler and then 100 Cyclops, so a total of 300 each character and 1500 codes, 1500 cores. But it wasn't working right. Like, it would error out and then the stuff would just show up in your account. If you want to try these codes on either on the web store, or if your device still has access to it in the menu where you can plug in the redeem codes, try it. But my suggestion is to record how many power cores you have before doing that, because it said that it erred and then the stuff was just showing up. Now, it's glitched, it's buggy. We're aware. This is from Pathfinder. We are aware and have more news tomorrow. For now, we have removed the promo code section in-game on Android devices. So they're going to have to make this right, because I was able to get these items on not only my primary account, but also I've started a baby account, a new account. I just started playing a new account, and I was able to get it on both, right? And I don't think everybody was able to get it. Not only that, I think a lot of people entered the codes and saw that it was an error and then just assumed that it didn't work, but actually got the rewards. I mean, a lot of people are not too mindful of, how many cores they had before starting the process. So I think there might be an upside to this. Maybe some good news. Everybody will probably be made whole and there'll be some sort of compensation, or they will fix the system. And I feel like the general sentiment is forget about all this broken redeem codes. Just send all the prizes to my inbox. And that seems to be a reoccurring theme on Reddit. Now, let's get into the blog post. We're going to talk about Gear Tier 20 and all of the things that are going to be happening next week. It's going to be Havok, weekly blog, Sweet Summer's Child. Here's your battle plan for March 8th through the 14th. Hercules Battle Pass. And I just want to say this. There's a total of 4 passes a month. There's Battle Pass and Strike Pass, and they're 2 weeks long. And so they alternate every week. So it's a total of $80, $20 a week. In the last 2 months, I've been buying about half of them. I'm a value-based spender, and everybody's account is in a different place. But generally, if you're going to spend $20 or $80 on Marvel Strike Force, this is the place to start. Typically, the Battle Passes and the Strike Pass are the best bang for your buck as far as spending in Marvel Strike Force. However, I have not been that interested in them. Primarily, what I'm looking for is character shards of characters that I'm seeing have high value, and then also training materials. And I've been skipping the passes that don't have that. So Hercules is a character that I'm interested in myself, and if there is a sufficient amount of training materials, then I will be purchasing the Battle Pass. But I don't always do it. I've been buying about half of them. And this is interesting because I think I bought every single pass for 2 or 3 years in a row. But in the last 2 months, they've become not as interesting, and I've not been buying all of them. Pandapool Blitz, Heroes Voyage, so we're going to talk about that, and there's also some mention of Gear Tier 20, which we're going to talk about at length here. 7th Voyage, 7th Year Bash, Shadow King Rerun, there you go. Sentinel Earth Campaign, and then on the 13th, we'll get Havok. Havok exploding your way soon. Make high energy waves in Cosmic Crucible with Havok lands in battle on March 13th at 2 o'clock. So this is kind of an interesting release, and because Rocket and Groot are the reworks, and then we're getting Howard the Duck and Havok as normal release characters, like right here, the offers you can buy, and then there's showcases and so on. And then Lilandra is essentially going to be free over time, including the 7 red stars if you're an engaged player, right? And there's a way of getting her faster. Like if you bought Howard the Duck, you can go into the Howard the Duck showcase and get access to Lilandra faster, but people will get her for free over time. The thing that's interesting about this release is a couple things. One, the release message for Lilandra. 2, Lilandra is going to be required in some way for Professor X, so will be gear tier 20, I'm expecting. And then lastly, this team looks like it is only good in Crucible. In my testing, this team did next to nothing inside of War, and one would expect, as far as other game modes, whether that's Battle World or Raids or Arena, non-existent. And this is a little bit of a departure from other teams in the past. Like if we look at like Nightcrawler, Night Stalkers, or even Astral or Spider Society or Illuminati, they still were useful in some way outside of their primary game mode. But Starjammers, it does not appear to be that way. I think they're going to be very effective inside of Crucible for sure. But outside of that, not so much. So I suspect that people that don't care about Crucible are not going to be that interested in this team. Typically, people have higher interest inside of Crucible than War. Also, I forgot about this also in this post here. They're going back to 3 days a week on War. Offers starting the same day. Head to the supply store for exclusive offers available for 3 days. Unlock more with special deals. Grab a deal to unlock additional offers that reveal themselves upon your next log on or visit. These limited time deals for gold training modules and other vital resources boost your roster. And also, Red Stars, power up having more Red Stars available the same day as his orb. Havok will feature Red Star orbs and increased drop rate. Now, I really hope they do this step up offers and not the monstrous one that starts at $50 US. I'm talking about the step up offers that have an initial one of $5 or $10, and then you can go through it. I very much like those scopely. They did not do them with Howard the Duck. Who is Havok? Younger brother of Cyclops, Alex Summers, discovered his mutant ability to absorb cosmic energy and unleash devastating plasma blasts after surviving a traumatic plane crash as a child. Alex struggled to control his immense destructive power, but he found a new purpose among the X-Men and eventually joined the Starjammers, a group of spacefaring rebels, where he honed his powers in battles across the cosmos. He adopted the name Havok, embraced the freedom of the stars, carving out his own legacy beyond Earth fighting to protect those who had no one else. Havok is an explosive blaster for the Starjammers and features solid health stops to keep him in the fight while he's punching holes through enemy teams. He applies key negative effects to enemies early in battle, allowing you to choose an enemy to can incapacitate with stun. And the interesting thing about that is that's on the special, right? And so this kind of presents a situation where this team may not work well on auto, on defense, because really and Havok goes first in the match, and a lot of times you're going to want to do the special before the ultimate, where the AI is not going to do that on defense. So it's kind of interesting. I think the last time we had a team like this, that at the top of my head would be like Orcus, specifically with Nimrod. It's like, man, you almost always want to do the special on Nimrod on the first turn over the ultimate. And I think Havok is going to be in the same category. Allowing you to choose an enemy to incapacitate with stun and trauma. Havok also creates chaos for enemies with barrier by blocking them from gaining immunity, lowering their damage reduction, and on enemy turn if they have barrier applies disrupted. Yeah, they're definitely all about anti-barrier mechanics. In Crucible, he gives Starjammers ally speed per enemy with barrier, a crucial advantage against top teams. And I think this will be a solution to Odin Illuminati, which has been menacing inside of Crucible. Daylight savings. Spring is right around the corner, means it's time to spring ahead. Yes, our old friend, daylight saving begins on March 9th, which means many of our event times will begin 1 hour later. Be sure to keep your eyes on our blog for the exact time if you don't miss any start times or rewards. So what they're saying is that Marvel Strike Force itself does not do daylight savings, meaning like where I live, we do daylight savings. So my times change, but their times don't. Does that make sense? Like their clock does not change. It just keeps going. But that means for me, event start times will begin 1 hour later. So I'm guessing what that means is like typically I expect server reset at 1 o'clock my time. That'll be at 2 o'clock my time in the afternoon. Coming soon, Gear Tier 20. That's right, Gear Tier 20 is on the way to inject a boost of power onto your characters. On top of adding more oomph to your attacks, this next level of gear will play an important role in the battles ahead. We have all the juicy details in a couple of upcoming blogs that we have planned in the coming weeks. In the meantime, be sure to check out the Hero's Journey event below for your first chance to get hands on Gear Tier 20 pieces. Typically, there is a gear tier increase directly in front of a dark dimension. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to be applying these Gear Tier 20 pieces in any way until we have more details about how Professor X is going to be unlocked. And there's going to be something different. And I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that it'll be similar to that of a dark dimension because I do like dark dimensions. And these usually happens about a month before the gear tier increase, a month before. And depending on what the first node is, and what the second nodes are, might be mindful of what characters to put these pieces. And generally the community is dependent on, the heavy spenders that go in first. And we usually get reports on what they wish they would have done. And then the community moves from there. And each one of these dimensions that we've had in the past had a different plan of attack. And so my suggestion is to not use these, or use them and let me know how it worked out for you. 7 years, one legacy. The next chapter of our important anniversary mission is on the way. Dive in to help Fury and earn rewards along the way, like 7th anniversary orb fragments, gold, experience, crimson gear, and more. Chapter 2, Sentinel Alert. Join Dr. Doom and Shield Medic in finding more data from Sentinels may help locate Nick Fury. Shield Medic, we got a bunch of those shards. Requirements, there you go. Chapter 2 begins on March 10th. War season update. So yeah, they're going, as mentioned in the previous blog, war will be going to 2 weeks for a minimum of 2 weeks. We'll be going back to 3 wars per week. Okay. Still looking at changes of war, so keep an eye out for future blogs with those changes. Friday free claim. All right, that happens every Friday. This sometimes comes in late. I'm finding that I'm having to check in on this on Saturday morning because stuff comes in late sometimes on Friday. 7th anniversary events, 7th voyage. Check out your Mortal X-Men top telepath with the slick new anniversary costume and earn tons of experience. Complete your daily objectives, battle with city characters in in-game mode, bonus points for Shield Medic and Blitz battles. Jean Grey's 7th anniversary costume experience and gear, and on the loading screen when you log into the game, you'll see the black and gold costume for Jean Grey. There you go. 7th year Bast. Party with Hardy's 7th anniversary progress. Score points, spend event energy, eventful energy, and starship energy. And then you'll get 7th anniversary progress towards that event. Guardians Day. Team up with your ragtag of Galaxy Champions and Rumble and Blitz with Guardians. Not a big deal. Hero's Journey. So this is some sort of event leading up to Professor X, how to score points, earn orb fragments from ISO campaigns, and play Cosmic Crucible bonus for using Starjammer characters. Now, the question was asked, is this offense and defense? Generally, when it is not mentioned, it is offense only. They've been more specific when it says offense and defense, and when it's not mentioned, my assumption is that is for offense. So Starjammers will be going to offense, and right now I'm considering putting Starjammers on defense just in the meantime, right? All right, big rewards, experience and purple ISO skill gear, Leaderboard, gear tier 20 pieces. So this is something to be important. Players that were deliberate about some of these leaderboards were the players that were able to get Odin early. These characters on the order of Odin and Mephisto, Apocalypse, and so on are game changing. They are very powerful when they come to the game, and I'm expecting Professor X to be similar. One would expect that. All right, Twitch drops. We talked about this a little bit. So Twitch drops. Our first week of Twitch drops was a success. We hope everyone took advantage of the launch, enjoyed some fun content, courtesy of our content creators. Keep the celebration going in week 2. Need help connecting your Twitch account? Check out a previous blog for a step-by-step guide. So this is currently running right now. Started on Monday, and it was for gold. And next week is going to be for training materials, and it will switch to that on Monday. So you have an entire week to get these things. Let's read what it is. Watch any Marvel Strike Force stream on Twitch to earn these rewards. You watch for 30 minutes, you get training materials. 1 hour training materials. 2 hours, you get the Kestrel Strike anniversary costume. So right now, this is currently running, but it's for gold. And so if you watch the streams now, you'll get the gold. It's like 7 million gold. And then next week will be for training materials starting on Monday at server reset. I do stream on Twitch. Link to my Twitch channel will be in the description. Let me know what you think about all this. I wish this stuff was working. I like the idea, but boy, execution on this was kind of bad. Bye for now.